Hey yo, this is Logan Kraft, and you're listening to the Bigfoot Club podcast.
Hey guys, please go to our website at www.bigfootclubpodcast.com. Check out our merch and all episodes. Also, please look for our social media at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Bigfoot Club 1. That's Bigfoot Club number 1. Also, check out Matt Knapp's Bigfoot Crossroads on YouTube.
Hey everybody, Robert Jesse Dominguez, Bigfoot Club, Season 4, Episode 14. I'm here with my nephew, Steven. Steven, what's going on?
What's going on?
How are you?
I'm doing good. This week's been pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't sound sure.
No, it's been good.
Okay.
I got affiliated on Twitch.
Oh, that's right. Let's go ahead and talk about that really quick.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about it.
So, for our listeners that are not a part of Twitch, explain that to the listeners really quick.
Well, the listeners that don't know what Twitch is a streaming platform for gamers, and it's not necessarily, you don't have to be a gamer. You can be someone who just wants to chat and focus on being funny or cooking, or
A podcaster can be a Twitcher as well, right?
as well, yeah.
Is it called Twitchers, or what's it called?
Twitch streamers?
Yeah.
I guess you can say Twitchers, I guess. But I just video game. So, and I don't have a camera set up yet.
Right.
I just use my voice, and I just...
My voice?
Yeah, my voice? Inside joke there. But yeah, I got affiliated with Twitch, which means that, I can have more than just followers. Anybody who wants to subscribe to my channel, they subscribe, and they get,
That's exciting, man, because I know I follow you on it, and I know Bigfoot Club has a Twitch channel now, but I'm not doing anything with it right now. We're going to eventually...
We'll eventually get on there,
yeah,
and
we're
start doing it.
We're going to eventually... we have to. It's one of those things that we have to do it. So, but anyway, let's continue talking about your channel. So
Yeah, no, I mean, I got affiliated with Twitch, and now the road here is just to enjoy it and, reach out to other people who just enjoy my content, and hopefully I can average up to 75 viewers a month, and then I can go be a partner with Twitch, which is more opportunities.
Yeah, you can actually get games, like brand new games, or like companies can send you games, and you can actually Twitch it, and people can see it and see how it's played and get interested in the game and stuff, right?
Yep, pretty much, yeah. And it's just gonna go to TwitchCon and all that stuff, more sponsorships and all that stuff. It's just, I'm pretty happy with it. I thought averaging 3 people to watch it for a month is so difficult. I'm pretty sure 75 is going to be a lot more challenging, but
yeah, you're gonna have to be able to do it. So, play it, and then I know I was watching one of your people that you follow, and she talks before she games, right? And I think that's a pretty good concept, just to talk.
Yeah, a lot of Twitch streamers are doing that. They do 3 or 4 hours of streaming. Like the first hour is just chatting. It's getting to know your chat and the people who take their time out of their day to watch your stuff, and you can't help but feel grateful and want to connect with those people as well. Cosmic Wolf is the same way. He's actually one of the inspirations that I wanted to get back into streaming.
Right.
A shout out to the Cosmic Wolf.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched I think the first hour of his stuff. So
he was playing Dark Souls, I think. You were on there.
Yeah.
You're like, Bigfoot Club in the house, and he's like, Bigfoot. He's like, Bigfoot Club, and then Bigfoot 812, and then Big Boy Jones. He's like, oh my goodness.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for you. I really am. I really am. Anybody that's like our listeners, if you're Twitchers, or if you're interested in Twitch, please, how does someone find you on Twitch?
They can search Big Boy Jones 2029, and that's boy, that's spelled correctly, BOY.
Right. And you're also on Facebook?
I'm also on Facebook. I have a page dedicated to that as well. I always share my links on there. That way it's just easier whenever you're following my page. Follow me on Twitter too, and on TikTok. I'll let you know whenever I'm going to be streaming. But
what's the handle on that? The handles on those.
The TikTok.com/BigBoyJones2029.
Yeah, it's all Big Boy.
It's all Big Boy Jones 2029.
So pretty much all the platforms, just Big Boy Jones 2029. Okay.
I also have an Instagram too, but I haven't been really using that as much.
Yeah.
But you can still follow me on there.
You should Twy it.
Twit.
You should tie it into your page.
I should.
It'd be easier that way. Whenever you post stuff, it'll go to there too.
Yeah, I'm still working on that. I have a link tree too that's set up on my Twitch that has my Twitter, and I believe I need to add my Facebook page on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just pretty excited on that.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So, there's a couple things I want to talk about today. But first thing I want to do is, I know I was saying the word podcaster earlier. I know you and I were talking about this.
Oh Lord.
So, for people who don't know me, I'm really big into wrestling, right? Mm-hmm. I'm really big into wrestling. And so, wrestlers are considered like sports entertainers, right? Mm-hmm. And like the people, cause I think WWE is like WWE, stands for sports entertainment and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I was telling Steve, I was talking to Steven off the show that I wanted to change our title as podcasters. So I no longer want to be called a podcaster. I want to be called, I would like us to be called Cryptid Sports Entertainers.
I don't know why you gotta add the Hispanic Chicano accent. Entertainers.
It's just like I don't know. I guess I'm kind of thinking about Frank Sinatra, the Italian type of that's what I was kind of going for. Cryptid Sports Entertainers. So that's what we are now.
Yeah, Cryptid Sports Entertainers. I'm not saying that ever again.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
CSE.
So that from now on, that's what we're going to be called. And if anybody wants to talk to us, I'm going to say I'm not a podcaster. I'm a Cryptid Sports Entertainment. Mm-hmm. So
entertainment.
So anyway, moving on from that, a couple of things happened. I know I wanted to talk to you about this past weekend. I was with some of the moderators for Pentex, and we went out to Smith Cemetery to do paranormal investigations. It wasn't really a paranormal investigation. We just went out as an outing, and I went there like a year before I got sick, or maybe like right before I got sick. And I think I told you last time I went out, it was a big group that went out last time. And this cemetery, it's in Irving, and it's real hidden. You can't really find it anywhere, and you can't find it anywhere. And it's like it's right in the middle of like these trucking companies. It's on the other side of Grottweiler and Irving. Mm-hmm. And it's hidden, and it doesn't have a sign on it, doesn't have an address on Google or nothing. But if you look, if you know where it's at, it's there. And I think it's like has like prominent people who founded Irving. So some of them were dating back like the 1820s. So wow. It was pretty interesting. And I'm just gonna find this real quick. So I went out there with Caitlin Gonzalez. She's one of my moderators on Pentex. Mm-hmm. Candace Brown, she's my other moderator. And we took, I think, Caitlin's boyfriend, Lane, and one of a coworker by the name of Courtney Johnson. Mm-hmm. And we went out there to go investigate. And it was actually kind of, because like I said before, last time I was there a year ago, we didn't have a lot of paranormal stuff happen to us, but we had a lot of synchronicity stuff. It was just kind of odd, and how it was going. And it was just one of those things I said, man, we got to go back there. And so we ended up going back. And hold on, let me just find this real quick. It was on June the 4th, about around 6 o'clock. We went out there. We went out there before the sun went down. And I know this is probably your first time hearing this stuff. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Because I hadn't shared this with you at all. So we get there, and this cemetery is really long. It's really long. It's not really wide, and it's really long. So I say it's probably I don't know, maybe 100 yards, length. And it's probably 20 yards wide. So it's not really, big width-wise, but it's just really long. And so we went out there, and I set up. I had an H2N Zoom. I had some K2 meters and a spirit box, and had about 3 K2 meters, and I, gave them out to everybody else. So we walked around, and when I was there, I've never had this happen to me before, Steven, but when I was there, my left knee was just like burning, like it was on fire. Like it's almost felt like it was like literally on fire. And it was like, I had it for like 10 minutes and I was telling everybody, I go, my knee's hurting like really bad. And then it went away. Cause I know like a lot of times, and I've read and I've listened to other podcasts of people, whenever they don't have like a paranormal, communication, then you get like the feeling like if somebody died into a house that had a heart attack, your chest starts hurting. So you kind of like mimic it a little bit. So I don't know if somebody there in that cemetery had like knee problems or something like that, but my knee was on fire and
I got shot maybe.
Yeah, it felt like again, like it was on fire, but it felt like I had popped something, like I had tore a tendon or something. It was just like burning like really hard. Like I was like bending my knee constantly. I go, man, what the heck's wrong, with my knee and stuff.
You didn't have any scratches, did you?
No, I didn't have any scratches at all. So it was kind of weird.
Was it red, irritated?
No, I looked at it. I put a flashlight on it because that's the first thing I looked for. I like look for scratches, and I look for like redness. It was nothing ever happened like that. So it was good to go. And then like there was we were walking. I was walking to like the very middle of the cemetery, and part of it was I was getting like some spikes on the K2 meter, and it wasn't very much, but I was just standing there, and I was facing like there was like a fence with a bunch of foliage on it, so you couldn't really see on the other side, but it was just like a fence of foliage. And Courtney Johnson was on to my right, and she was she had a K2 meter too, and so she was doing that, and it was like Candace I thought was behind me, and I saw someone in the corner of my eye moving from my back on my left hand side going forward, and I thought it was Candace, and I was turned to her and I was going to say, hey, what do you got? Like, hey, what do you sense anything, or can you read anything on your K2 meter? There's nobody there. There's nobody. And then I glanced over to my right. I saw Courtney. I look further to the right. Caitlin, Lane, and Candace were now walking toward the front of the cemetery, probably like 25 yards away. And I told them, I go, hey guys, I just saw somebody moving, and so it was just kind of weird.
It was a silhouette, but you couldn't make it out if it was a woman.
I couldn't tell. I just saw it was just like a blank, like a black. Because like at that point, the sun was just now going down, and you could see like openings like in the trees and stuff, but you couldn't see exactly what was there. It was just like I could see the grass, and I could see like the sky, and I could see the tree line there, and I could just see someone like moving like between the trees, like it interrupted like the spaces of light, so you could see like a silhouette, and I couldn't tell if it was a male or female, if it was tall or short. I just knew. I just saw it in the corner of my eye, and it kind of freaked me out a little bit, but it was that was like the most physical stuff I've ever had in like a really, really long time. And so
I was going to say that the knee part, who is it that fell in?
It was Ash and it was Caitlin.
Was it their left leg?
I don't remember. That's actually a good question. I should have asked him that.
Yeah.
I should have asked him that.
Because you probably felt like something residual. I feel like that happens a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just made me think it was synchronicity if it's the left leg.
I'm not going to say the guy's name because that's, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But like the year before when we had that, because I don't know if I talked about it on this show. I might have. I think we did. Chris
they're going to hear it again.
Chris and I and Ash were talking about it before. So when we were there like a year before, Ash was walking toward the back and fell into a grave. Her foot fell into a grave. And then an hour later, I helped her out. An hour later, Caitlin fell into the grave. And Candace noticed that the name of the tombstone, and the guy died on Caitlin's birthday. Two or 3 years before, prior. And so it was like a fresh grave. So it was like the ground was really soft. So her foot just fell into the grave, and Ash's foot fell into the same hole. And so we were kind of, boggled by that. We went to work the very next day. We told our boss at the time what happened, and we told her like the name of the person that was on the tombstone. And it turned out that she worked with this guy for 30 years. And
That's weird, man.
And then like she looked it up really quick on the internet, and sure enough, it was him. He died. He was a ball boy in the 70s for the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow.
So whenever we went out this second time, we took like a little football out there.
In the 70s?
Yeah, like in the 70s.
When did he retire from that? Or
Well, I mean, he was just a ball boy. They would just like whenever they like needed balls, he would just run out and have them.
because it makes me wonder if you worked with him and they're in the same time.
Wow, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Wow, I don't know. I mean, I was there like in the 80s, like the mid 80s.
Yeah,
so.
that's what I was saying. Like if he was still there while you were working there.
I think I don't know. I don't think it was full time. I think he just did it for fun, and he worked in the paper industry with my old boss. So
regardless, you worked at the same place.
wow, that is kind of. I didn't even think about that, man. I need to talk to Caitlin Candace about that.
Yep.
But anyway, I went through the first hour of audio, and I wanted to play it now for the listeners and yourself. And this is the first time you listened to it, because right, you haven't.
I have not listened to it at all.
Okay, so this first one, I'm going to play it first, and then you tell me what you think it is, okay?
Okay.
So let me just make sure the volume's up on this. Okay, the volume's up. Here we go. What do you think of that one?
Heard some type of whistling or
The whistling, I think, at the very end was like a bird. But when I heard it, because like at this point of the hour, I had left this recorder on top of a gravestone way at the back, and we were walking toward the front because I think we had to take a break. Candace had to take a break, so we all walked to the front. So there was nobody back here with this. So
play it again.
So to me, it sounds like old music. It's very, very faint, and I know it's really hard because it's like there's a bunch of static on it and stuff. But I'll play it one more time. You hear that?
I hear it now.
You hear that? So,
Man, that's good hearing, man.
yeah, I mean,
until you told me, I could make out the music now. But when I hear it, I feel like I heard like mumbling.
yeah,
But
because like the whole thing I was listening to, because I was listening to it. I go, okay, that's Courtney, that's Candace, that's Caitlin, that's Lane, and that's myself. So I was going through the whole thing. These 4 clips are the only things that I could not distinguish what it was, or or who it was. So this is the second one I'm gonna play. Now, mind it, whenever I'm playing this, we're still at the front. We're still at the front on these. So, you hear that?
that one's can't make out what they're saying.
So,
Ooh, what are they saying?
well, it's actually there's 2 things on this one. Did you hear that?
I hear like Ursh, or like it's very faint. Oh my goodness.
So this one has 2 things on it. There's a knock, and then there's a word. But I listened to it more and more and more, and nothing ever comes out. This is the only section that I did right here. You hear that?
So I hear a knock now.
So at first I talked to Kaylin and Candace about it, and first we had thought it was a car door slamming. But then if you listen to it again, it sounds really, really hollow.
Yeah.
So I'll play it one more time.
God, I'm trying to make out what the second.
It's difficult. It's difficult to hear that one. And then I got 2 more after this one. So these 2 were like seconds apart. They're like this one thing. This first one was at. This first one was at 59 minutes 17 seconds. The second one was at 59 minutes 47 seconds. So this one, I could not tell if it was one of us. It was either Courtney, Caitlin, Candace, Lane, or myself, and I could not distinguish it. So, you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll play it one more time. So, to me, it sounds like a girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll play it one more time.
Yeah, one more time. One more time.
Now, to me, it sounds
You
like...
saw me with pictures? That's what I'm hearing.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You saw me with pictures.
Okay, let's listen to the fourth and final. I still have another hour to go over this, so we can talk about it on another show.
Another show? Okay.
So this is the fourth and final one I found.
It's the same woman.
Is it?
Yeah.
So this recorder was, like I said, it's way at the back. It's like 100 yards, and it's way at the back. And we walked all the way to the very front of the road, and it was like I mean, it sounded like someone's shouting, like a soft shout. And we were way at the front, and there's no way you could hear us. No way. And like we weren't shouting it because we never shouted at each other at all while we were there. And so everybody was well disciplined on it. So I thought it was really, really good on it. So I'll play it one more time. I can't tell what they're saying on this one, so but I just know
which was the tombstone a female? There you go.
You know that was the thing on whenever I put it on there. This tombstone was so old, it was so broken down that I could not read it. It was just that bad because these were really, really old ones, and I know it was some kind of limestone or something, but it was just like weathered where you couldn't even make out the words on it.
So like. I felt like the clearer ones was you saw me in pictures. It makes me wonder if there's like some type of pictures during that time.
Maybe.
I don't know. It sounds like you saw me in pictures. I could be wrong. I'm trying to make out what the last one was, and it's like she's already talking, and it picks up right in the middle of it, and then it cuts off. Like again.
Almost like it's walking away or something.
It's like a drive-by. Like,
yeah.
It's just, I don't know. That's interesting. I'm kind of curious on what the second hour is.
Yeah, I still got to go to that one, and then I was carrying my H2N Zoom with me the whole time. I carried it with me everywhere I went. Mm-hmm. I had it on the stand, and so I was carrying it with me all the time. So I'm curious I want to cross-reference like the time frame. Mm-hmm. To see because I try to put them both on at the same time, mm-hmm. so I can match it. So it was kind of neat.
Play that again. The last part.
It's the last one. Okay.
Yeah.
It must sound like it was two of them talking.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hearing "Go Robert."
Really?
Yeah. Robert.
You know, it was weird because like we had the spirit box going, and whenever I go back and listen to the H2N Zoom, they're gonna have we're gonna have a bunch of like spirit box sessions, mm-hmm. and for some reason it kept saying cheese. Cheese. It said cheese a couple times, and then I think it said zebra because I call Candace zebra cakes.
So cheese could be referencing the pictures.
Could
what do we say whenever you say take a picture?
Cheese. Wow.
You saw me in pictures.
That's interesting.
But I'm trying to figure out what that last part is. Like, It's like I'm hearing Go Robert, but I don't. It's something Robert or something Bob or
maybe maybe it is like Courtney or Caitlin or Candace or something. I don't know, but it was just I couldn't tell because as I'm listening to the recorder, I could tell everybody's voice as they're walking away, as they're close, and that these two last ones I could not tell who it was. So it could be one of the girls.
But they were probably saying your name.
Yeah,
but whatever's there was like trying to get your attention, maybe.
Possible.
I don't know.
So that was kind of my hair standing up a little bit.
You saw me in pictures, cheese, zebra cakes.
But it didn't say zebra cake. It just said
zebra.
It just said zebra. Yeah. So
did you say zebra cakes there?
No, I don't know if I did. I don't know. I might have. Because I call her Zebra the way Sebastian says it.
Zebra.
I go, hey Zebra. So
JJ Coke Zebra.
So also okay. So going off that, I can go over the last hour and the H2N stuff, and then we can talk about it on like another show.
A different episode.
Yeah. So I sent you a link on. I mean, this is making its rounds across the internet right now, and it's.
Oh yeah, I did. Okay, I did see this.
So, been making its round since May the 29th, or probably sooner than that. There was a bipedal dog-like creature photographed outside a Amarillo zoo. And it looks like it was on 5/21/22 at 1:25 a.m. Outside, you could see like a fence line, and you could see like a little. I don't know if it's little. It's just like a character, like a image, a white image, and it looks like it has like a dog-like head. You see that? Mm-hmm. And I'll post this on Bigfoot Club, and people can look at it and then comment about it. But it's just been making its rounds. I don't know if you saw that. So it was. This is a controversy image alleged shows a strange creature that has been seen outside a perimeter fence of a zoo in Texas, which is in Amarillo. It was originally posted on Reddit by a user by the name of Segu, SEGU, the number 1 and N. And I actually went on Reddit this week and I found the original poster, and I messaged him. I messaged him. I sent him a message and I said, "Hey, I'm with the podcast Bigfoot Club, and I'm interested in more information of the origin of this photograph." And so he's yet to respond to me yet. So
it does look like a raccoon. If you zoom in on it, it looks like a raccoon going like this. Like he's like trying to climb the fence. I can't explain the legs. The legs looks way too long. It could be just a mess up on the picture, but it actually does look like a raccoon that's on the fence.
Yeah,
if you really look at it.
Yeah, it does.
That part right here. I don't know if you see it on my phone.
Yeah,
it looks like it's his tail. And then he's got like a claw like right here, like he's trying to he's like climbing it.
I've seen a lot of raccoons up close because I caught a bunch over at USBC when I was working there.
You did.
So I've caught a lot of raccoons, and so they're very they can stretch and they can lean against a wall or something, and they look kind of like they're really thin. So this one looks kind of thin, and it could be like mangy a little bit. And because it's night vision, it looks like it's white. It's probably not. So I don't know. I mean, I messaged the guy that originally posted this, or the girl. I don't know if it's a guy or girl, and they yet to respond back to me. So
yeah, because I thought when I saw the picture on Facebook, I thought whatever it looks like a dog, like it was looking not at the camera, but when you zoom in, you can kind of see it clear as day, like the facial features of a raccoon.
Yeah,
like it's looking at the fence, looking at the camera.
It's been making its round all over Facebook, all over the Facebook group, dog band groups, Bigfoot groups, paranormal groups, and so it's been making its round. So everybody's been mentioning that dog man. They want categories as a dog band already. But this is just an image, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure that there's footage of it. But I'm sure whoever has the footage, they should already released it already. If they're gonna release the image, they should release like the footage. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I saw that and I looked at it and I was like, You know, it's one of those things where it's always a crappy photo. It's always a photo that's out of focus.
Yeah,
I'm not throwing any shade or disrespect to anyone who's caught something. I get it. I would not know what to do. I would be freaking out, trembling, trying to hold my camera steady, or I probably wouldn't even. Damn, I forgot to take a picture.
Yeah,
because it's just all of a sudden. But it's just like, you know, one of those things that are just like,
I mean,
I'm gonna take a picture and then it's like it's.
I mean, unless you got a really good camera with a long lens on it.
Exactly. No one's going to have that.
No one's going to
because it's always happening to people who don't. They're not photographers.
Yeah.
You know, I think the supernatural or the Bigfoot, they're like, aha, this guy's got a Nokia.
Yeah.
Still rocking a Nokia. It has a camera on it. I'm gonna run real fast or walk.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I think that's funny. But that's going back to your story about the cemetery one.
Yeah.
That's creepy where you just saw your peripheral vision. It's funny how all the eyes plays tricks on you.
Well, there's a theory that, you know, that the corners of your cornea of your eyes, it's susceptible to ultraviolet. And you know, the paranormal live in the ultraviolet spectrum. And so that's the theory that the corners of your eyes it's open to it. And so that's why everybody sees something in the corner of their eye all the time. I've seen stuff, you know, all my life in the corners of my eyes and stuff.
That's funny, yeah, because I see that too, but I brush it off.
Right.
You know, I see like, for example, whenever you whenever you lived at the duplex, that one time whenever the boys were sleeping, I had the doors open, and I was sitting right in where I could see the hallway to your bedroom door.
Yeah.
Now I always see, like, you know, the boys get up and they're going to the bathroom. Their bathroom's right there.
I do remember.
But I remember seeing a shadow and the light
get
dimmed.
blocked, right?
Yeah, and then I took the headphones off. I get chills just thinking about it.
Yeah.
I got went down there. I was all like,
I thought
Ricardo got to the bathroom, so I went to the bathroom first. Nobody was there. I looked, and then Ricardo was looking at me. I was like, Ricardo, did you get up to the bathroom? No.
Yeah.
I was like, did you see anybody? He goes, yes. But I was like, he doesn't know.
He was like 3 at the time, 3 or 2.
He was like 3, and I was like, he didn't look scared, but I think he saw something.
Yeah.
And I don't think he understood it. And I didn't want to push it anymore.
Right.
I didn't want him to get scared. He didn't look scared. He just looked like he just saw something.
Yeah, because like for the listeners who know that, you know, the first and second season, I was at a duplex in Irving, and we had guests there all the time. I was like, we were actually doing a show. I can't remember what show it was. I wish I did, but we were actually doing a show whenever you saw that, and like all the time when we were there at that duplex, anytime I was cooking or I was in the kitchen, I always saw somebody like run by the hallway all the time. And I didn't because I know at that time I was taking care of the boys. There was a couple of times whenever I had put them to bed, and I think Ash was at work or something. I don't know. And I was there by myself, and I saw someone run into the kitchen, and I thought it was Ricardo, and I got really upset. And I got up, and I go, Ricardo, and I walked over there, and he wasn't there. And I walked in the back room, and he was asleep. And I go, oh.
Yeah.
So I've had that a bunch of times. So I mean, yeah.
The funniest thing is that what made it, because I was like, okay, there's definitely something here, but what made it like cemented it, like whenever you were sick, and you were I think you were in the hospital,
right?
And I think you were probably in physical therapy. You're in that physical therapy home, and we were in the process of we decided that you weren't going to live there anymore. So we were moving the stuff. Carol was there, Raymond. We were packing the stuff, and I had the key. Raymond had the key, and I did say, like, whenever we're at the hospital, I go, yeah, I gotta go back to the house, and I gotta go get his. I forgot what you told me to get. It was like an envelope. It was on your desk.
It was like my insurance or something.
It's something like that. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go there, and then we'll go from there. And then they left, and then I think I left after that, and then for some reason they thought I went there. I beat them to it because they were going to get to, I forgot what they were going to get. They were going to get something there too.
Probably like some of my shorts and shorts.
Something like that. And they were like, hey, Raymond called me. He was like, I think I was over at Kristen's, a friend of ours. And he called me. He was like, hey, did you come to Robert's place and leave all the lights on and block his room? I go, what? He's like, I was like, no, I haven't even gone over there yet. I go, well, I'm over at a friend's house, and I don't even think I'm going to be able to go because I'm in Dallas. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to have time to go there. And he was like, well, he's like, well, what do you mean? Like, because they were going to get your shoes. That's
right.
what it was,
right?
And they didn't. I guess the guest there wasn't liking the idea that you were moving.
Yeah.
So he said that he goes, well, his shoes were like blocking the door from the inside. Like somebody went around and they put his shoes on the door. So when I tried to open the door, it was like there was force, like I couldn't open it.
Yeah.
I was like, no, Raymond, I haven't gone there. I promise you, I haven't gone there. I go, and then I broke down. I was like, well, I didn't break down, but I was like, to be honest with you, I was like, his place, we think it's haunted. We think something's there. I go, but it's not malicious. It's not, it's just like a playful thing. He goes, and they were still there, and they were like, okay, Carol, we're gonna go. And he just
he hung up.
You can hear the keys, and then they're like, wow, what's going on? You can hear Carol in the background, and then he goes, I'm gonna let you go. And then I was like, oh man, I didn't mean to scare them.
Yes,
but
Steve had told me. Steve had went there up there too. I think for a while he had the key, and he went up and I think he got me like some shirts or something. Mm-hmm. And he went to my back closet, mm-hmm. and as he was doing that, he said that my shoes and it's like my shoes again was like outside the closet door, and whenever earlier, and then when they went back, he said the shoes were inside the closet. And there was nobody there. And then while he was like picking out shirts, I had a Star Wars poster inside the closet. Mm-hmm. And he said it just fell. And like he was leaning where it couldn't fall. It was leaning at an angle where it couldn't fall. And all of a sudden it just fell. So he grabbed 2 shirts and just left like really quick.
Yeah.
Like, so he was telling me about that too. So
it's just that reminded me of that. Remember when we went to I'm jumping stories here, but when we were over at Grandma's.
Yeah.
That was, I think, my first physical. I saw something, and it was, it was at a time whenever their house got broken into.
Yeah,
and we were there. We
were there to make sure there's nobody in the house.
Yeah, so we were about to leave, and Grandma was like, "Hey, can you go to the back of the house, the back door, and make sure it's locked?" I go, "Yeah, sure." And then I get up. You were still in the living room with her, and I get up. It's a small house. Get up past the kitchen, and the kitchen has a little foyer hallway.
Right.
I remember going there, and Joey wasn't there, Richie wasn't there, Mary wasn't there, Big Joe wasn't there. It was just me, you, and Grandma.
Right.
I go there, and I saw like somebody standing there, and it looked like they were wearing jeans, and it was like a black shirt,
almost like a silhouette.
A silhouette, and I thought it was Richie or Joey, and then when I looked. You couldn't see. I could only see the back of his head, or this person's head, and then like part of his ear. The rest of it was like faded out. Mm-hmm. And I was all like, I froze.
You froze, yeah.
And I think you saw me like just standing there, and I remember thinking,
I was waiting for you to come back because you were just supposed to go check the back door, mm-hmm. make sure it was locked or the windows were closed, mm-hmm. and then come back. And I go, what's taking him so long? Yeah,
and I think it felt like a minute, but it was probably like 20 seconds, and it just I was trying to like say your name. I was like, Robert, and I could not say anything, and then I finally made like a gasp of air, and it just
went away.
It went away. I was like Robert, and you're like, what? I was like, shit. I just think I just saw something. Like,
yeah. And you know what's funny thing is that the back of that hallway of Grandma's house is because right next to it is a little convenience store, mm-hmm. and the power goes in to the convenience store on that side of the house mm-hmm. that side of the house. So
wasn't there like a huge like power thing?
Yeah. So
it just like was trying to manifest, and I think I caught it right then and there. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I
you know what's funny is that whenever we got in the car and we were leaving, you were telling me this, and I was going, what? And so I picked up my phone and I called Grandma like right away, and I told her, I said, hey, this is what happened. Steven, this is what Steven saw.
Yeah, I didn't want to scare grandma.
Right.
That's what it was. I didn't want, because I didn't say anything. I was like, okay. I think I just, man, that was terrifying.
So I called grandma. I told her this.
Mm-hmm.
I go, do you want us to come back? And she goes, no, I'm good. She just says, I prayed. I'm good. So she wasn't fazed by it. It didn't bug her. She goes, no, I'm fine. Just go ahead and go.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go to bed. So
this made me wonder, like, if Joey and Richie ever saw anything. Like, that thing was such a, if it was manifesting right there and it had that much power and energy there.
Yeah.
It made me think if maybe they were paranoid. Maybe it just, I thought I saw something, but it looked like a person standing right there.
Yeah,
It wasn't a shadow. I was able to make out clothes, but it was just faded. Like, you couldn't see his face or anything. It didn't even, as soon as I gasped and made a sound, it just didn't even look.
It's almost like it like released you and then left, right?
Yeah.
Because I've heard stories about, not sleep paralysis, but, just paralysis in general.
Yeah.
And so, because that's a common thing for sleep paralysis. People, in dream state, their mind's open and they not invite, but, spirits or entities, they come talk to them, and even loved ones or like, spiritual guides and stuff. And so whenever you told me that, I was like, man, I thought, to be honest, I never told you this, but I always thought that you were going to see more stuff,
Why?
I just thought, because once you saw that and you explained it to me and what happened to you, that's usually the case when, it's just the veil's open and it's really thin and, that stuff kind of.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm afraid about. Ever since I saw that, I just do not. I've had vivid nightmares, not about that, but just about other stuff.
Right.
And I just, that's why I guess I'm kind of hesitant of going to cemeteries or.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
because I just don't want to open that doorway. I think I've been lucky and blessed enough that it hasn't.
Right.
That.
I think, because every time I do something like that, I always tell myself, I always pray, I always tell myself, okay, don't invite anything then. Because that's what I was telling all the girls there. I was telling the girls in Lane, I said, don't invite it in. And just, when we leave, we just say, hey, just leave it behind. So, whenever I do, like, it's easy whenever someone says, like, when someone says, yeah, use my energy, blah, blah, and then they invite something in. Mm-hmm. And so I'm really careful about that. I don't do that. So, to be honest with you, all the stuff I've been through, not to say I'm invincible. I'm not invincible. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying all the stuff I've been through in this past year, I feel pretty confident and safe about a lot of stuff now. Mm-hmm. I just do. Because I think I'm here for a reason. I was able to survive whatever I did for a reason. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just good. So,
yeah.
But anyway, that's interesting. I mean, I know we got off topic a little bit, but but it's okay. Another thing I wanted to talk about was, hold on, let me just do this real quick. For I like doing that.
Yeah.
That's for the Bigfoot Freshies. So anybody that's listening to this, please, 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 please. I'm going to post a picture of the Bigfoot Freshie on all the social media. Mm-hmm. Please comment on that and don't DM me or instant message me the time whenever this is going on, because I'm getting a lot of that. I'm getting a lot of people DMing me and IMing me instead of posting on or just commenting on the Bigfoot page or Instagram or Twitter. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to get people to comment and do that on there. So
yeah.
But anyway, hey, did you want to? I got an email from one of your friends.
Yeah. Yeah. We can talk about that.
He said it was okay to use his name. So I mean, if you just want to use his first name, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So
I have a good friend of mine. Shout out to Brian. I'll just say Brian A.
Yeah.
Brian A. I've known him since high school. He's just a good friend. Like he's one of like those people that just was there and he was always a good person to be around. Mm-hmm. And he always we've had a lot of hardships in our life. Mm-hmm. He was always there. He always checked up on me. So I appreciate that. But I didn't even know. I felt like a bad friend. I didn't even know that he had like some encounters or like experiences with paranormal.
Right.
He sent you an email, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So if he's okay with it, and he told you he was okay with using his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll be fine with us sharing his story.
You wanna read it because you read better than I do. So
I don't read better.
You do. You do. I struggle on stuff like that. So I'm just a cryptid sports entertainer. And you're not saying that again, right?
Never. You asked him if he had any like criticisms or
Yeah, I asked him, like, he emailed me and said he was a big fan of the show, and I emailed him back. I said, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Had you had any experiences? So this is what he wrote, right?
And he was like, nope, no criticisms. He goes, I have one Bigfoot experience. I put quotation because I don't really know what it was and still don't even know if I believe what I saw at the time. I remember I was probably 10 and 12 years old. At the time, I was in a recreational soccer league here in North Texas. We were traveling to another city to play our game, and I wonder what city it was.
I know he doesn't put that on there, does he?
I remember the soccer field being tucked away in a very wooded area. My team was about to start warming up, and we were all walking to the field. While walking to the field, I remember looking at the trees for no particular reason and seeing all I can describe as what looked like an ape sitting in the tree with glowing red eyes staring back at me. It appeared to be the size of a silverback gorilla. I didn't feel scared, but for whatever reason, something inside me said to just not stare back at it. None of the other friends noticed it or said anything about it. I didn't want to say anything and get made fun of either, so I just ignored it. I've actually never mentioned it to anyone else besides in this message just now, so I appreciate it, Brian. I have two supernatural experiences. The first one, I was about 10 and just woke up in the middle of the night. At the time, I shared a room with my older brother. When I woke up, I noticed my pillow was no longer on my bed. I was too lazy to get up, so I started army crawling on my stomach to look over the edge of my bed to see if the pillow had fallen on the floor. He goes, well, it indeed had fallen at the foot of my bed on the floor. Still not wanting to get up, I remember just staring at it for about 30 seconds. Out of nowhere, clear as day, I see the pillow slowly start to be pulled underneath my bed. That freaked me out, so I moved to the other side of the bed and just said, excuse my language, fuck the pillow for the night. My middle brother in the same room was sleeping, and my bed wasn't high enough to where my eldest brother, who slept in his own separate room, could fit and be hiding underneath it to pull a prank on me. So that's right there. He debunked that.
Yeah.
The other one was just sleep paralysis. I didn't know what sleep paralysis was, and this was my first experience. I was 18, and I remember this very vividly. Different house. This was a new home with no previous owners at the time. I didn't know what sleep paralysis was, but I was about to find out. I remember waking up and opening up my eyes. Very quickly, I realized I couldn't move my arms or legs. Naturally, I started freaking out and tried to call out for my brother. Obviously, however, I couldn't talk either. My attempts to cry out were just muffled moans. Almost immediately, I felt an evil presence in the room with me. I couldn't see anything, but my instinct told me something was with me that wasn't good. A few seconds after, I felt my body, spirit, astral project. That's another thing, too, that we're talking about. Astral project. I never looked back at my body. I just knew I had to get my middle brother, who now slept in a separate room next door, to help me. I remember my spirit or whatever it was going to his room and vividly seeing him around asleep, or seeing him sound asleep. For some reason, I knew I couldn't wake him up in the state I was in. I went back to my body and I was able to sit up right away. I remember just sitting upright in my bed, still feeling the evil presence. I was really terrified at the moment. I still could feel negative presence in my room. I remember just keeping my eyes closed and began to pray. The next part, I truly promise, occurred. Again, I was praying with my eyes closed. However, I could hear a demonic voice speaking inside my head. It was only in my head too, not a sound you would hear with your ears. But as I was praying, the voice began to laugh and said, "He can't help you." I chose to ignore it and kept praying. Very quickly, and only a few seconds into praying, I felt that immediate calmness and peacefulness. I could tell whatever it was there before was no longer there. I truly feel like God was giving me this as a wake-up sign during the time of my life. I wasn't hanging out with the greatest crowd or being the best Christian. I feel like he wanted me to realize that. I cut a lot of those people from my life soon after. I never had sleep paralysis since. I'm 31 now. Thanks for letting me share.
Wow.
That is scary.
The first story, him going out and practicing soccer. He was little. Mm-hmm. If something really big like a silverback gorilla, out there, wouldn't the other kids see it? I mean, because that's a pretty big. It's a pretty big animal.
It is.
It's almost like he was the only one that could see it. Like it was only letting him see it. That's it. Because I've heard stories about like Aborigines people believe that Yowies only are, or like dogmen or whatever they call it. I forgot what they call it, but they only allow you to see them whenever they're ready.
And they only pick a certain person,
right?
Who's ready or who's ever going to look,
right? So I was wondering that could be the case on that one. And then he said he had red eyes. Remember we were talking off show about. I had heard on another podcast that someone had believed that evil entities or demons, this is their theory. It's not mine, but I was just thought it was curious that evil entities can possess Bigfoot, and he was saying it has red eyes. So I mean, we have red eyes whenever you hit it with a flashlight, but he wasn't talking about a flashlight hitting the eyes. So I wonder if like it was like a park and maybe the park lights were
focused on the field, but it was a wooded area. That's what I was thinking. You said it was tucked away in a very wooded area, so that means that the lights were just, you can only see the parking lot probably or whatever they were parking at, and then the actual field,
right?
And then everything else, the tree line was just pitch black darkness, but you could see the trees,
right?
So I'm assuming, let's just say that was like a steep like to the wooded area. I'm assuming that it was, and this Bigfoot, he's like when he said silverback gorilla, it meant like he probably saw like just his chest,
right?
So he was probably really tall, whatever it was, and it was just at the very bottom of that little edge there,
right? Well, whenever he said that too, it kind of, because there's lots of stories of Bigfoots like running on all fours, running on all fours and like just crouched down on the floor and like
it could be, it could have been crouched down too.
So I mean, whenever he saw that, it could have been doing that, and then he automatically thinks it because he doesn't, he's a little kid, doesn't know anything about Bigfoot, so he probably just sees silverback gorilla. It's there. So yeah, it was kind of interesting. So and the second story about him,
screw that. If I saw a pillow going like dragged, I always think of this, and this used to always scare the crap out of me. And I know let's see if you remember this. The first with Tim Curry or Tim Curry.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking of Jim Carrey and then Tim Carrey.
I got you. I'm wrong with you.
There's a scene in there where, oh man, I forgot his name. He was the bully of the story, and he was being kind of like not possessed, but he was the Pennywise clown was using him as a puppet. So he used one of his dead friends to show up at the asylum where he's at to try to get him to break out and then kill the kids. Well, they're grown-ups now. And one of his friends, he's like a zombie looking thing, and he just like, hey man, I'm underneath your bed. And he's like, what? And he looks under the edge of his bed, and then he comes out, like he slides out from under the bed. He's like
almost like a
zombie, like
he slides out almost like a car mechanic or something.
Exactly like that. And I used to always think, oh my god, that is terrifying.
I'm fixing your bed, man.
I'm fixing your bed, man. You got an oil leak underneath here. Well, I think you're just peeing in yourself or something like that. I don't know.
You hear that?
You gotta say it.
Your house is haunted, homie.
Yep.
That's Batchy.
So yeah, I don't know. What do you think that was? See, like I get playful spirits and all that, but to do it when you're sleeping,
that was the only account that he had. So I mean, it could have been. I don't know. It could have been. I don't know, man. That's a weird one.
Because what would you do in a situation like that?
I mean, because he didn't say he got up the next morning and then looked for the pillow. He didn't say anything like that. So I don't know if he imagined it or maybe it was just a dreamscape that he thought he was like awake, but he really wasn't. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying this didn't happen. He seems like it did. So
you probably just forgot to add on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Brian, if you don't mind, whatever we're asking on here, if you could like answer, like
Follow up with us. Some stuff,
follow up on that. Like, what happened the next morning? Like, was there a pillow underneath your bed, and that just confirmed your suspicions? Like, did you wake up like, man, did I dream that? And looking at it, there was a pillow.
Or maybe his siblings had the same things and they just didn't talk to each other. I don't know.
Yeah, like, you got to think, man. Like, it wasn't.
It's almost like you're talking to him right now.
Yeah, like you got to think, Brian. Like, you got to think, like it's like, or maybe it just, I don't know. Oh, dang. Did he say how old he was there?
He was like 10.
So he was the youngest, right?
Yeah.
It sounded like he was the youngest because he said his middle brother stuff. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's why I gave him my number. That way he can.
He can call you. He can text
me
you. Yeah,
and all that stuff.
What about the second one? The second one, the sleep paralysis, and
I feel like
the
that happens.
astral plane.
I don't want to throw his on, like, say like everybody gets that, but yeah, everyone. I feel like everyone gets that once or maybe twice, and maybe lots of times. I've had mine. I've had that. Do you remember? I'm gonna just throw my example on this one. Do you remember when we were watching somebody's house in Oklahoma?
Yeah,
and you didn't want to. I don't know if you want to say his name.
I don't. I do not want to say his name.
But we were watching his house, and they were out of town, and I slept in the back room.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a nightmare that just felt like a dream where I had to pee. I got up to go use the restroom, and I remember coming back into the room to go back and lay down. Something grabbed my whole body and like grabbed my arm, like someone was like put my arm behind my back, and they like forced me on the bed. And I was like, I remember feeling the pillow and feeling like, oh man, I can't. If he pushes me, whatever is pushing me, I won't be able to breathe. And I was trying to fight it, and then I woke up and I was in that position.
Right.
And I was like, what was that?
I do remember that.
Then, but it was like sleep paralysis where I couldn't move.
Right.
I could see the wall, and I could see like something like just the shadow on the wall projecting it, like something was holding me down.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you've had that before, right? Sleep paralysis.
Yeah, I have.
Or you see something, you can't move. You feel like you can't breathe.
Yeah.
You feel like there's like this weight on your chest.
I've always had them like I was on my back and stuff was holding me down and talking to me. Just stuff like that. So
luckily, nothing talked to me right there, but it was very strong.
Yeah.
It was pushing me down.
Like you couldn't even. I couldn't with all your might. You couldn't even budge it.
I couldn't move. I couldn't yell. I couldn't because I felt like I couldn't yell anyway because my mouth was like in the pillow, and I just remember could see like the peripheral vision of the wall.
I mean, but his third story, man, it was like he was praying and then this thing was talking to him.
Yeah, see that? No, I wouldn't know what to do with that. Like,
yeah,
because
I think I'm almost curious. I almost want to ask him if he had any. Does he have any family members that are mediums, or does he know? I mean, because this almost sounds like these things are attracted to him. And I know he says, he's a Christian now and he prays and, all that stuff. But I wonder if he had that in his family, in his lineage,
mm-hmm.
like somebody in his family was a medium or was had special powers or not special abilities to reach out to, the other side and stuff. So I don't know. Just kind of curious about that.
Yeah. Hopefully he reaches out to me. I can ask him all those questions because, yeah, I mean, that sounds like I feel like he has more.
Right.
I feel like he has a little bit more to tell on it.
Brian, thanks for sharing with us.
Too
sweet, brother. Thank you, man.
We hadn't even talked about Obi-Wan or
Stranger Things.
How
many minutes we're in?
We're at 59 seconds.
Okay, we can make this work.
Yeah, we can do it. Let's talk about Obi-Wan first.
Okay.
So we saw the first 2 episodes,
mm-hmm.
and then the third one.
Mm-hmm.
The third one was when he gets away from what's her name? Rita? No.
Riva.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why I say Rita.
Rita.
So he gets away from her. They go to a planet. He looks like he's having some kind of post traumatic stress, Mm-hmm. Like he's seeing Anakin and he's kind of freaking out. He meets up with what's her name from Game of Thrones and
yeah. That's funny that Miguel is the Mandalorian.
Yeah,
The Star Wars franchise. Like, pretty soon they're gonna get Peter Dinklage.
I know.
It's Jamie. The actor that plays Jamie.
Yeah.
And they're gonna get. Yeah, they're just gonna get a bunch of Game of Thrones cast, which is great, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had that. Like he was having like a panic attack, especially that scene where he shows up.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know it's him. He just feels that there's a disturbance in the force.
Right.
And he looks out, and then it's like they can see. It's like they see each other, but they don't. They feel it.
Yeah, and it was a pretty mean side of Darth Vader on that one.
Yeah, he was breaking everybody's necks, like
He's just walking by and
just breaking their necks, and he was like looking at the area where
it was like almost
knows he's at.
Like almost he was doing it like to bid him to come outside and stop him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, almost like to say, "Hey, come out, stop me." And that was interesting. And then Obi-Wan runs away from him a little bit, and what's the name? They like the one scene that's giving me, and I know everybody's posting about this. You know, he asks him, "What have you become?" And he says, "I am what you made me."
Yeah.
And so everybody on Facebook is posting that right now. So
I am what you made me.
So that's kind of powerful. So, but they kind of like hit lightsabers, but they didn't really fight that. You know.
No, because Obi-Wan was too scared.
Yeah, he was like in defense mode, just like backing up and backpedaling and
running away, and Darth Vader, like Michael Myers, kept showing up around the corner. You know, he was just there.
Yeah, I was thinking. I was trying to think what is he emulating, and that's just
Michael Myers, you're running. You're like you see him so far away. You're like okay, and you turn around the corner, he's right there. Like what?
So
Obi-Wan's like, come on, are you serious?
So he burns Obi-Wan a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were going to do that. You know, and it's kind of weird, but
yeah, it didn't go as the way he wanted it to. It's like he wants him to torment him just like how he felt like he was tormented.
Yeah.
And then kill him.
So in the next episode, Reva takes Leia down to the Inquisitors'
headquarters.
Or they're in the middle of the ocean somewhere. So, and then like Obi-Wan's like wants to go. Like he's almost getting his old self back. Like I gotta go. I don't care if I go by myself. I'm gonna go. And he goes, and he kind of like to me, I don't know. I'm kind of jumping a little bit, but it kind of like he's breaking out of his like depression or his
he's getting his confidence back.
Yeah, so he's
his mojo.
Yeah, were you doing Austin Powers?
Yeah, he's getting his mojo back.
Mojo.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I really like this last one, and then I think it's setting it up for there's 2 more episodes left.
Mm-hmm.
Are you excited about that?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be the
I'm just wondering whenever Qui-Gon's gonna show up.
Yeah. I still think they should. I don't know. Yeah, Yoda. They should do like see what he's doing during this time. That would be kind of nice.
Yeah.
He's gonna be in Dagobah.
Yoda, wait, he's dead already. No, wait.
No, it's remember.
That's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
So he's gonna be in Dagobah.
I don't know why I was thinking that.
You think because we just saw Return of the Jedi?
Yeah.
He died.
Yeah, we actually just finished watching it before we did the show.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
so dumb.
But hey, we're just getting ready. It was just there. We were watching. Yeah, it's Star Wars, man. Yeah,
Simone.
They used a stupid no scene that I hate so much.
Yeah,
where he, the Emperor's like killing Luke, and he's like in his anticlimactic scene right there. It's a build up. It's beautiful. He doesn't on my Star Wars, and your Star Wars. He doesn't say anything.
The movie theater in VHS.
Yeah, he just picks up the Emperor and throws him over the balcony.
To be honest with you, he doesn't really need to do that. He doesn't need to say no.
Yeah, he doesn't. I feel like that just gives it away.
Because because I know you can't see his face, but him just looking back and forth. To me, that was enough.
That was enough.
That was enough acting there to say, hey, this is my son. You're hurting him. I'm going to pick you up and throw you down this big chute.
That's it. I had enough. And but him adding the no, and then I'm like, really?
It just kind of just I think back on whenever Padme died. You find out Padme died.
No.
Yeah,
really. I don't think I ever told you this, but that movie was always my favorite, and that part is always probably the one that stuck with me as a kid.
Yeah,
just him deciding,
hey,
like, okay, this is enough. I've done this. Is my son, And he doesn't need to say anything. There's no reason for it.
How did we jump into that?
With Darth Vader, because all that. We're talking about Ben Kenobi.
Ben Kenobi. We hadn't even talked about Stranger Things.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
So
do you have a sound bit for it?
I do not.
Darn it.
What's the name?
Yeah, for Kenobi and Stranger Things, this is a spoiler. Crap. We keep forgetting to say that before.
It's okay. People already know this already by now. They should know that we talk about Star Wars and paranormal stuff. Stranger Things. This was the 4th season.
Yes.
This is probably I want to say this. This is probably my most favorite season.
It is. I feel like it's gotten better.
Yeah, I think
season 2 was good. Season 1 was great. Season 2 was great. Season 3 was great, awesome.
Yeah.
And then this one right here is oh my gosh, they can't top this.
You know what's making it really, really great that I really love about it is that not all the characters are together. They're not all together, which makes to me to each there's 3 or 4 characters together in one sequence. There's another one, and then there's another one. So to me, it makes a tighter, a better storyline. You get a little bit behind the characters and stuff. So I'm really, really enjoying it and then they have some new characters on there.
Yes.
Eddie, what's his name?
Eddie Munson, my favorite character. I swear to God, if he dies, I'm going to flip this table. I love Eddie Munson. Just as much as I love Steve Harrington.
Yeah.
Steve Harrington is still great. He's still the greatest babysitter alive. Mm-hmm. He takes care of the kids and he gets shit done, man.
You were saying that he was supposed to die in the first movie.
They were supposed to kill him off in the first season because you know how he was a bully.
Yeah.
And he was he didn't like that he was losing Nancy to Jonathan, and he just kind of owned up to it. They wrote him into growing and accepting that he was an asshole, and then he befriends Dustin, and Dustin you would the way they portrayed his character is that you don't think he would be friends with a nerd or nothing. Yeah, exactly. And then he's him and Dustin are the best friend. He tries to on this season. He's you're just upset and jealous because I have another older male friend. He's ew, gross. He just gets jealous. And then when Eddie and Steve finally meet each other, Eddie's all he goes, I may hang out with him a lot, but he talks a lot about you.
Eddie Munson, he's played by Joseph Quinn.
That's his name?
Yeah, Joseph Quinn.
Doesn't he kind of resemble Pauly Shore, Pauly Shore's son or something?
What's his name?
Molly.
Molly Shore. It's a boy? It's a girl?
Golly, I don't know.
The other character I really enjoyed is Argyle.
Yes.
Being played by Edward Franco.
So remember that number I sent you? I said, hey, call this number.
Yeah.
Did you ever call it? It was busy, right?
It was busy the whole time I was trying to call it.
When you call it, it's Argyle picking up saying, thank you for calling Surfer's Pizza. He does the whole line.
Does he really?
The whole line. He's yeah. If you
yes. Steven texted me a number last week, and I was trying to call it, but it was so busy I couldn't call it. So, man.
It's Surfer's Pizza, and it's Argyle talking. So yeah, Argyle and Eddie Munson are
yeah, it's really good, and because the whole storyline right now is the backstory of 11, and which is played by Molly Bobby Brown, and it's all about her and what leads up to I guess whenever she starts off with the powers and with Papa, what's his name? I forgot the actor, Matthew Modine. But it starts out with that, and I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know if they can top it next season because
they kept saying that this was the last season, and you could tell by how long the episodes are. It's oh damn, they're going to go all out, and then halfway through the season, oh no, we're doing season 5. I don't
see how they could top it.
I honestly feel worried because I go, man, this season's already great enough. It's just perfect the way they have it set up. Because they talk about 11's backstory, and then each number, I guess, of the children, and then this one was kind of hard. The very first episode, they even said it.
Yeah,
this was filmed before the Uvalde shooting. Viewer discretion advised.
That was tough, kind of.
It was hard to tell, but it's something's happening at that facility where 11 is, and it makes you think that it's 11. It's Elle doing it,
Right.
and then you find out it's somebody else.
Do you think they could actually? You think they could actually film this without showing the little kids' bodies? You think they could have filmed it?
I think they wanted. You notice how gruesome it was.
Yeah.
This whole season is.
Yeah.
It's very dark, and I feel like they're doing it like kind of like It, in a way.
Yeah.
Like not. I'm sorry, not It. Harry Potter. The kids, it's like it's dark, but it's not as gruesome. And as they get older, it's like getting a lot more scary and darker.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know if you want to talk about the villain on this.
Yeah, I do actually.
So, the villain on this, the first episode, makes you think it's like an actual demon, and it's a demon that kind of looks like I don't know how would you describe who he looks like?
He looks like the Crypt Keeper a little bit.
Crypt Keeper. Yeah, that's good. Crypt Keeper, and it's kind of like borrowing the aspect of Nightmare on Elm Street, because he's like picking victims that have fears or they're going through something, depression, and like he makes them see a clock, like an old school antique clock.
Yeah, antique clock. Yeah,
and it does that bell.
Wait. Whose house where the antique clock was at? Or that, because like that's there. He's representing the clock of a house where this guy grew up at. But whose house was it? Who's the special guest on this season that was on there?
Robert Englund.
Robert Englund.
Yep.
So, I thought that was awesome.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
He plays the father of that character. It's like I don't want to spoil it, but we're getting into it. So yeah, and then he picks his victims, and then he I wouldn't say possesses him. Like he takes their eyes, and they like float in the air, and then they go to the ceiling, and then like their bones break, and then their jaw breaks, and it's very gruesome.
Yeah,
and then they die, unfortunately.
Yeah. And he it almost seems like he takes their soul.
He takes their soul and he adds it to the Upside Down
to make it stronger, to open up
portals.
Portals.
That's his goal. When you find out later on the episodes, is that he's making more portals for the Upside Down to kind of bleed through.
The guy that's playing the main villain, his name is on the show is Peter Ballard, but his actor name is Jamie Campbell. Campbell. Hopefully, I'm saying that right, or I'm not seeing his whole name on here.
Jamie Campbell.
Let me pull it up real quick. Jamie Campbell Bower. I knew it was a longer name for some reason.
Jamie Campbell Bower. He's a good actor.
Yeah, he's very good.
But
if Marvel was ever going to do a movie about Sentry,
it would be him.
He'd be a great guy to play it.
Yeah, I could see that.
He just needs to put on some muscle.
He can do it.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's tall enough too. He's pretty tall.
Yeah, he is. But I mean, there's my our favorite characters. Probably what's his name? Steve. I love him. I love Dustin. Mike, for some reason, man, he looks a little weird. Mike Wheeler on here.
Yeah. He looks
like the singer for the Black Crowes or something.
Yeah,
he looks like the guy from I don't know the what's the name the Ramones or something. He looks kind of weird.
Yeah, he definitely looks like he should be in a band that is a tribute band to one of those. I don't know, the Black Crowes or Nazareth.
Yeah,
something like that. I don't know.
Like most of the kids on here, they just look really, really old now.
Yeah,
I mean, I know they're still portraying as kids, but they look like adults.
yeah, they're almost adults, and they just need to hurry up and finish.
Yeah,
because what's the next one gonna? And everyone keeps saying like they want to do like it, where they do a season where it's like they're all adults now, and everyone's saying, Mike, since he Bill Hader played him, they can bring Bill Hader to play as Mike, and then what's her name, Molly, Bobby Brown,
yeah,
Natalie Portman,
Right.
to play her older self. And I was like, dang, like really.
Yeah.
But at that time they were all like, oh, get Chadwick Boswick to play I forgot his name.
Lucas. Right.
To play him, but he's no longer here.
I mean, who's going to play Jim Hopper? Hellboy?
Yeah, pretty much. He just plays his older self.
You know, it's funny. Like there was like people going around talking about when Jim Hopper was in he got sent back to got to open the portal, open up to Russia. He's in a Russian jail, and then when he came out, he was like the Black Widow's father. So
yeah.
So that goes. Now I know why he went to Russia.
Did you know he already lost the weight to be like the prisoner, and they were all like, oh wait, we need to film the scene where what happens where why you're in Russia, how you got caught. So they put
prosthetic stuff
on his neck to make him look bigger again.
Wow.
I was like, dang, I didn't even know it looks the same. Why did they do that? Man, technology.
It's just it's probably, I'm just saying, it's one of my favorite. I might just go back and watch it again.
Yeah, because the first season is still great.
Yeah, it is.
It's still great.
I mean, I want to just go back and watch this fourth season again. I'm just saying because I really, really enjoyed it. So, and what's his name? Mike's mom's still hot.
Winona Ryder?
No. Karen Wheeler.
Oh yes, my goodness, yes. I forgot. Yes,
she's just a good-looking woman.
Yeah, and her husband on there is a douche. I don't like him.
Who plays him? I'm trying to look on here. Who plays him? But
Mr. Douchey. I don't know.
Mr. Douchey.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't recognize Paul Reiser at all.
Paul Reiser?
Yeah, he's plays Dr. Owens. He's the one that gets 11 at first and takes her back to Utah.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't recognize him at all.
From Alien?
Yeah.
Alien, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's on here.
So, I don't know. I really, really enjoyed it. I had a great time watching it. So
it's great how, like you said, they're all separate. Like Mike, Jonathan, Will, and Argyle are in California, and then they went to go see Dustin's girlfriend, who lives. I forgot where she lives.
California? No. I think it's
Nebraska or something like that. Or?
No, I think it was. Man, I forgot.
Dang it. Somewhere in Nevada. I don't know.
Yeah.
And Joyce Murray, who Murray all of a sudden just came up to be a karate badass.
Yeah.
Joyce Murray are in Russia to save Jim Hopper and the new Russian friend that they introduced on here. Which, did you know that he was on Game of Thrones?
Yeah, Tom Walasha? Well, yeah, I did.
So they're in Russia, and then you have Elle being trained somewhere else. She's getting her powers back.
Utah,
and then you have Dustin, Steve,
Max,
Lucas, Robin, Robin, and Eddie, and still in Hawkins, and they're now they're separated now because Steve, Robin, Eddie, and Nancy are in the Upside Down,
yeah.
And then Dustin, Lucas, his sister. It's just they're all spread out, and I'm all like, "Oh my god!"
It makes for a better climax, the very ending, because when they all
reunite.
They all reunite. So
that's what it looks like it's gonna do for the last two episodes.
I'm just hoping that they don't kill off Steve. I just really hope.
From what they're saying, they don't want to, and I really hope that's not like a diversion.
Yeah.
Because you can't kill Steve, no, please.
No.
And I really want them to keep Eddie. It looks like Eddie. I told you, like, they have pictures of him playing the guitar in the Upside Down, and I'm like, oh my god, why is he playing the guitar?
He's probably going to be like an unsung hero in this.
Yes, so. Because it's perfect because
he's the X Factor.
They show him being with the first victim, Chrissy, which you have to. I don't know if you saw that. It looks like he had a crush on her. He was like in love with her, and like she was seeing him, and they kind of like had this thing, like she felt happy that. They made it seem like he's scared. He's running away. He was doing it the whole season. It looks like he's going to be the unsung hero. And I don't remember in the first season where he's looking for something for Chrissy. He sees the guitar and he's like, "Next time, baby." Like he touches the guitar and goes, "I'll play with you later."
Yeah,
and
it's almost like a
foreshadow.
Foreshadow, prelude. Of...
So they have those pictures out on the internet, like him playing the guitar, and it like you can see like the red light
because music affects this thing, right?
Probably,
yeah.
It's probably going to be the.
It's
one
almost like he's Venom or something.
Yeah. Well, Spider.
It's Spider. Yeah.
Oh man, it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to July 1st. July 1st, too sweet.
Yeah, too sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got. I mean, it's at a minute 21 seconds, so we can go for another 9 minutes if you want to.
Sure.
So make it like a minute and 30 seconds.
Do you have anything input on Stranger Things?
I mean,
we could talk about Max's awesome moment. How the whole team figured out that music affects it because it breaks the trance,
the trance part of the brain apart. Yeah,
to open up, and she has like this great scene where she was always like, everyone lets me down, no one's there for me, I'm in a dark place, I kind of gave up on myself. She was ready to die,
right? But
Lucas, her whole friends, and give up, and they played "Running Up the Hill" by Kate Bush, and that's her favorite song, and that's what, mind you, I didn't know that she was really, really happy that her song is like skyrocketed on Spotify now.
Really?
And she's like, oh my God, like I didn't even know you were going to use my song. Like she like thanked the Stranger Things production or whatever that's in charge of the music for picking that song, and she's like really happy. Like she sent like a whole thank you thing to the cast, and
wow.
And I was like, man, that's freaking awesome. Like,
I wonder. Hopefully, she's getting paid for it.
Oh yeah, it's like number 3 on Spotify on the most downloaded and played songs.
Damn.
So that's
who does that? Damn.
I don't know, Ricardo.
Oh yeah.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't. Me? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to say also, Bigfoot Club downloads are at 38,612.
I want that number.
Yeah.
To be in my checking account.
I know, right?
That'd be awesome, right?
Yeah. I do want to say, like, really quick, that I'm really happy. Cassandra. I probably wasn't Cassandra, but I finally got a picture of Cassandra wearing.
I took the picture.
You took the picture?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She's like, yeah, I'm wearing a shirt, but like she's like, I can't find the time to take a picture. I was like, I'll just take a picture for you. Oh, okay. And then
she didn't do too sweet, man.
Yeah, she didn't. But it's
okay. Does she know how to do too sweet?
I think so.
Hopefully she's listening to this and she'll say
too sweet,
you know, and send me a picture. But I do want to say Robert Cuddy, one of our good fans in North Carolina. He got a shirt and sent me a picture of him doing too sweet, which I really loved. Thank you, Robert. And I think he got shirts for his whole family. So thank you so much for that, man. I really, really appreciate it. James Polk with over in Mineola. He doesn't live in Mineola, but he lives by there. He sent me a picture of him wearing a shirt, so that was kind of cool. So anybody that wants to go to our merch page and buy our shirts and then post it or send me a picture on our social media, I will post it and I will thank you for it. And
shout out.
So if you want to do it, I will not hesitate to give you a shout out and give you thanks. So I don't know.
You'll be famous by wearing these shirts.
Yoo-hoo.
You will be stopped. And when you're wearing it in public.
Yeah, I'll make you famous.
Yeah. They're going to be like, hey, man, these two cats that I know that are doing the podcast, they're always on the microphone. And they're
The boys say it all the time.
Yeah, on the microphone.
On the microphone.
On the microphone.
I don't know where I got that from.
I don't know either. I just went with it. I thought it sounded cool. So
yeah, and I also wanted to say that this week I was eating a lunch with Caitlin and her boyfriend. I think it was Friday. We're eating at Luby's over off of Midway at 635. And I was going in to go sit down, and Tony, one of our fans, our Bigfoot Club fans that met me in Mineola, saw me, and she walked up to me, and at first I was looking at her and said, I recognize this lady. So she walked up to me and she goes, Robert. And I go, Tony? And she goes, yeah. I go, hey. At first I said, hey, are you following me? And I was just laughing.
Yeah.
And she said, I'm having lunch over here with my mom. Because and I saw you walk in. It goes, hey, that's Robert. And so she came over and hugged me, one of our fans. And so I was kind of, I didn't know what to say to her. I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. And I don't know, for a split second, I felt like a celebrity or something.
That hasn't happened to me yet. I feel like I'm out a lot. And they just look at me and they're like, okay, it's just another guy.
You got it. I'm telling you, you got to go to Bigfoot conferences with me.
I know, I need to.
And you'll be seen and people will see you and say, hey man.
I got a better idea. Why don't we just have the Bigfoot conference here?
We could.
We
could, but I don't know. That's a lot of planning.
Yeah, that's a lot of planning. A lot of people in one small apartment.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool, man.
Too sweet.
Maybe I need to go to Luby's. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Too sweet.
I need to go to Luby's and then they're like, hey, you're that guy. You're that guy.
You're Steven.
Steven.
Look at me, I'm Steven.
Oh, Steven.
So, I don't know.
That is pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
You weren't expecting that, and you're
no,
like,
I wasn't. I wasn't expecting that at all.
oh,
So.
snaps. Now, like, watch, you're gonna go somewhere, and then you're gonna meet Brian, and Brian's gonna be like, hey, Bigfoot Club, Robert.
I did also. I got reached out. I haven't had a chance to go over this audio, but I've been reached out by Howard Dickinson. He's a fan of the Bigfoot Club. Howard, thank you for calling me and telling me your story. I'm going to put it on another podcast. And then I had another fan, Hank Kress, reached out to me. He's in Kentucky. Howard is from Florida, and Hank is from Kentucky, and they're both reaching out to me right now. They want to tell me their stories. Howard's already told me a story, but I got to edit that part, and then we'll talk about it on another show. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to thank them on this show and say thank you for reaching out to me, telling me their stories. So I just wanted to make sure that give a shout out to them for that. So guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So anyway, you got any more shout outs you want to do? Or?
Shout out to Cassandra. She's always going to get a shout out.
Cassandra.
Cassandra
Lynn.
Shout out to Brian Ortega.
I'm going to call him B. What up?
B.
What up, B?
What up, B?
So
for sharing his story too.
Yeah, Brian.
I know that I appreciate it. It's not easy. It's something that you would always you always thought like I shouldn't tell his story.
Right.
And I'm glad that we were that, I guess, that voice or channel to
conduit
for you to reach out to us and let your, if you have any more stories, man, please let us know.
Yeah, anybody that's listening and they want to share stories with us, and we want to get it off your chest. And if you don't want, to give your name, we won't say your name on the air. We'll just read out the story. It doesn't even have to be about Bigfoot. It could be paranormal. It could be strange. UFO. It could be synchronicity. It could be like time loss. Like you lose time and like you didn't know, like we're an hour or 2 hours away.
Even sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Like just anything that you just found unexplained and it always bothered you.
Or even if you have a Bigfoot on your property and you need someone to go out and help you and investigate, or if you have some paranormal stuff happening in your home, please reach out to us, because I network with lots of people, Bigfoot researchers, paranormal researchers, and we will find you help. So if you want to listen to this and just say, hey, I need help, just please reach out to me at bigfootclub1@gmail.com, and we can get you help. Or if you want to, you want to tell us your story, we won't think you're crazy at all.
No.
At all. So anyway, so I also want to give a shout out to Matt Knapp, or Matthew Reginald Nappers, and Logan Kraft, all those guys who listen to the podcast. I really appreciate it. I was on Felipe Mendoza's podcast, Big Dog Random Podcast. Mm-hmm. Man, I think we went like 3 hours on that one.
Wow.
I think he cut it down to like 2 hours. And
was it on that podcast or Joe Rogan's?
I know, right?
Another shout out I want to do before I forget is Bigfoot 812. He's another streamer that I met on Cosmic Wolf's.
What's his
stream.
real name? What's his real name?
I never asked him. I need to ask him that.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's ever asked me either. He just calls me Big Boy Jones.
Yeah.
So he's actually local. He's in Mesquite.
Wow.
So I kind of want to see, why does he go by Bigfoot?
I know. I was just about to ask that.
Yeah, why does he go by Bigfoot? I'll reach out. But if he's listening to this, if he's caught up because he's on, I think he's still on season 1.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
Yeah. So the shout out to you, brother.
He should go from the back. It's probably better.
Or just start season 4.
Yeah, just start season 4.
Just start season 4. No, there's some really, really good episodes.
With you in it.
Yeah, I'm going to be humble and say there's other good episodes too.
Yeah, with you in it.
Okay. Alrighty.
Too sweet.
Your house is haunted, homie.
Your house is haunted, homie.
Does he have other ones?
Yeah, he's got this one.
What's up, playa?
Oh, that's Ricardo.
That is Ricardo, yeah.
You got nothing on me, playa. Come on, man. Bigfoot Club for life, homie. Bigfoot is real, man.
I love that one. Bigfoot is real, man.
Bigfoot is real, man.
Oh man. Okay.
Now we got to get him saying, and Ricardo's not going to laugh at this. Oh, on the microphone.
Yeah, we do.
Got to get that one on there. We're here and we're on the microphone.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
we could probably do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. G's up.
H is down. Houston.
Simone.
Houston is down south.
I know. And I got to get Felipe Mendoza on, and I got to get Luke back on, and then eventually get Kenny the Marvelous Marv, because that dude's got a lot of Bigfoot stories.
He's just got a lot of stories in general.
He does.
We need someone like that. That I think we need to do in 3 hours.
We will probably be. That's going to probably be like a 1-part, 2-part, 3-part baby.
Yeah,
because he is a funny son of a bitch.
Yeah, he is. He's very funny, and that right there. Don't be driving while you're listening to that, because you'll be laughing on that, because it's a domino. Cassandra, don't be driving when you're listening to that one. If you see Kim Marvel on that, because you're going to Kim Marvel.
I usually title Ken the Marvelous Marvel.
And I guess when you shout out to Logan Craft, they should really listen to your 3 minutes.
Yeah, I did.
Episode.
Hey, since we're on it, you want to do 3 minutes down here?
Ah, man, I don't have anything to say.
You can do anything.
Oh man.
Okay.
We'll see. All
right. So let's say good night, and goodbye.